Hi, Jake.
Hey, how you doing?
Sorry, it's just I've been catching colds in here because it's it's going to winter time already, and it's rainy season here in the Philippines.
I know it's
It does.
it's exactly how it is here. How are y'all doing though besides that?
We're doing good. We're trying to digest everything. There's a lot of things to learn.
Yeah.
I was just checking out yesterday, and right now, as of the moment, still I'm on the video on I think on your meetings and everything on cold calling. So I was doing that too, and
It's
yeah, go ahead.
my bad.
Yeah, and I also did checking out the script too. So I just put it in my notepad in
Right.
case I get familiarized with the terminologies and everything.
Right. Okay. Cool. Um, it is a lot of information to take in at first. I just always tell people don't let it overwhelm you. Just kind of because once you start, calling people and everything, you'll start to retain more and more of that information because you'll maybe run across a situation or something that you learned in the video, right? And then, the
Right.
videos are always there for us to go back and look at, if we need to again.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's ever something you don't remember, can't remember, don't know, ask one of us, watch a video. The information's there for us, So I wouldn't really worry too much about everything sticking the first time around because it's not going to. It just like if you read a book, you can't memorize every single word throughout the book, right?
Correct.
You remember like bits and pieces of it, and then whenever you read through it again, you see stuff in there that you're like, oh wow, I didn't notice this last time.
Yeah.
So same with training materials, stuff like that. And ideal is try to get you all through the welcome to Louisville Cash Real Estate and the cold caller ones as soon as possible so we can get you all on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have a question.
Yep.
As my coworker just mentioned to you, it is a whole lot of stuff, and I'm just hoping that if we mess up, we don't get like in some you're fired type deal. And is there role playing? Do we have like a role playing once we get into a certain group? I'm sure there's other people that have the cold calling. Do we like have groups where we have training like before you start making calls so that way you can get the flow of things?
Yeah, so we have our weekly meetings on Mondays, and then we also have like a quick 15-20 minute meeting a day where they kind of go over a couple of things. If there's anything we need to work on, we'll listen to a call recording or do some mock calls with other people. So yeah, there's stuff like that. What other questions do you have?
As far as the cold calling, do we have to focus? Well, like, I mean, we're pretty much going to be doing the call. We
Right.
should focus more as far as all the training. I mean, because there's a lot of other stuff on there in the training that I don't know. As I was reading it, I was like, well, this is like a little bit more advanced than just making phone calls. We just have to focus on the stuff that is for cold calling, right?
Right. So which
I mean, the other stuff is
trainings? Which
just to like
trainings are you
advance
talking
more,
about?
right?
What trainings are you
Like,
talking about?
give me 1 second. Like, let's say the importance of no, that one has to a little bit do with it. What is a title company? What does a title company do? What is equity?
No, you need to know all those. Those are all very important. Those are all real estate related terms. You're going to need them: cold calling, lead manager, acquisitions, whatever, because those are things that will pop up during conversations. A title company is where we close our deals and do our business at. If somebody asks you what a title company is and you don't know what a title company is, then, they're going to think that we're not creditable because we don't know what we're talking about. So those things, they might seem irrelevant right now, but they're definitely important. It's just like your background knowledge to real estate before you start calling, because you have to know about it. If you're calling and talking to people about their house, you got to know somewhat about it.
Yeah. Okay. So you couldn't, let's say somebody asks you about a title company, you could be like, oh yes, we have a title company, and that as we move further along in the process, my managers will be explaining to you a little bit more about in detail of what the title company or what title companies we do work with.
Yeah. I mean, I would just say something, simple like that. Be like, yeah, we work with title companies, which one we're using, and just tell them that, our manager will give them the information on, what
You
title
kind of like
company,
swerve them off to the right a little bit, just lightly, but still answering them. So that way,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the thing with cold calling that we have to watch out for as a company is, not saying that you all, but sometimes sometimes people will like give a seller like our company name and information and everything, and it'll be a seller that's pissed off. Like, that's when you're cold calling people, you're gonna get people that answer that are mad. mad, want to cuss you, everything like that. So it's I don't have anybody at the cold calling level tell them like our company name or anything like that, just because of the fact that we've like had people tell them that before, and then people will like, oh, I'm gonna sue you for calling me. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. So
Right.
yeah.
So you don't mention the company name at all.
Um, you like
Not
to ask.
well, like right off the bat. Like I mean, like right off the bat
We,
when you first
I
call. Oh,
forget.
my name is George. I'm calling on behalf of
I
so
think
and so.
I think we tell them like I
So
think
that
we
would
tell them like local home buyers or bluegrass homes or something like. I can't remember what it is. I can't remember exactly it is what we tell them, but we tell them. I don't know. I think we tell them local home buyers, and then when we tell them our actual name, sometimes they're like, "Well, I thought you all said you all were local home buyers." Well, we are still we are local home buyers. I mean, we're not lying to them. We are local home buyers, but we just don't tell them our actual company name until a lead manager talks to them or acquisitions, and they can kind of tell, all right, this person's actually serious in selling it. They're not just BS.
Basically, to add up on that, Jake, I also heard it on your recording. I think when you were playing it on your one of your meetings, because as I told you already, on the side of the call flow, that you guys are doing the scrubbing of the calls and everything, and I could hear they were
Right.
saying that local home buyers, and they seem to agree about it because I did also some research that because of the pandemic, a lot of people are selling their houses. A lot of people are selling their houses. So I think there's not much of like a rebuttal thing. It's just a
Right.
rebuttal of the pricing. That's
Right.
basically what I've heard
Yeah.
on those conversations that some of the agents are calling. So mostly back and forth. It's about the pricing. So
Right.
they
Yeah. We
always
always and so whenever that's a great point. Whenever prospects ask us for our price, the best answer to give them, just to get a price out of them first, from my experience, is they're they might be like, hey, what price do you want? And then I just tell them, I'd be like, hey, look, we always have the seller give us their price first because we want to work off of the price that you want for the property to make this a win-win situation for the both of us. And then they usually tell me their answer. And if they don't, it's almost always because they don't even know what they want. So then you guys start throwing numbers out there to them.
right.
All right. So let's get your all's call tools logins. We do
Cool.
that real quick.
And by
And
the
no,
way,
you won't be. And no, I don't think I answered your question earlier, but no, you won't be fired like if you mess one thing up or something. I literally tell people to, like, when people are nervous, I'm like, dude, just go out there and make the phone call. If you mess up, you'll get back on the phone next time and do better.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Because there's going to be a learning curve whenever you first start something, even if you've done it before, if it's just for a different company with different kind of procedures and stuff like that. There's always going to be a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, I've done call center work many of times. I mean, to me, this is the making phone calls, and it is what it is. Not every
Right.
single one's gonna be a hit. But my question is just that this thing is just such a vast information that to swallow down all at once is kind of heavy. So
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, real estate's a vast industry. There's a lot to learn. I mean, you're constantly learning stuff every day. I mean, even me, So
Yeah.
that's another thing about it.
no, that's cool though. And let's say we're in a call and we have some sort of weird stuff. Do we have people that we can maybe ask a question to on the chat?
As far as weird stuff, what do you mean? Like with
Like something that we don't that we don't remember, or
yeah, if you need any help or anything, you
I
got people
understand
in the
that we have all the guides over here and stuff, and I've made my own type of thing, so I could just like look up,
Right.
maybe find stuff, that has to do with something. So um, I don't know. I'm just thinking because I don't want to get caught up and then be like that, but that like I'm doing now.
Right. No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you have people that, are right here in the chat to help you out. There should always be a few people working at the same time. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Are either one of you all done with the training yet?
No, not yet. Still
Okay.
going over lots of stuff on the
What-
what do you call it, on the cold calling,
Okay, cool.
bunch of videos and stuff that needs to be. And on the scripts, we just mainly got to focus on the one that says cold calling, not the other one that's for managers, right?
Right, yeah, just cold caller one. You just
Yeah.
want to stay. You just want to stay in the cold callers
Cold
training and the
calling, yes,
welcome to
yes.
Louisville cash real estate training.
All right.
Um. So what else? I don't know. Is there anything else that you all need from me besides the logins to kind of get started after you all are done with the trainings?
That's about it. What we're doing right now on my end, because me and George, we always communicate to each other, and he was
Right.
asking me where I'm at, and I just keep on telling him. I just go back and forth. If some terminologies that I don't know, I Google it. I Google it because that's the only way that I would know.
Yeah.
Because this, what I mean, I've been I also did real estate way back before. It's not much of like this, but
Right.
it's more of a admin type of work. But on my end, learning a lot of things is much better because to be honest with you, I think real estate right now is kind of like booming,
Right. Yeah.
especially in the pandemic. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's because there's a limit of supply of houses. There's not as many houses for sale right now as there usually
Mhm.
is. Yeah, but cool. So I will get you all your all's logins. I gotta request the guy to add another account for me, but y'all have them today for the logins for call tools, and then once y'all have those, y'all be ready to go.
Yeah. And Jake, can I ask you something, if you don't mind
Yeah.
me? This is out of
No,
the
no, you're
topic
good, man.
that we are. Yeah. Are we still hiring? Because I have one person that's really good, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, doing
Um,
real estate. I already gave her the number. She's a lady,
is her
and
name Gladys?
no, her name is Hazel.
Hazel? Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
Hazel.
watch. I'll watch out for her message.
You know what? I think she already did message you
Yeah, I did get
via
some
WhatsApp.
messages yesterday. I just haven't checked my WhatsApp or Skype.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. She's not gonna fail you with that. To be honest with you.
Right. Okay. Cool.
All right,
That's
cool.
good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you for that.
It's no
I have
problem.
another
And then-
question, Jacob.
Yep.
Now this is regarding pay. When do we send you information for that?
Whenever you all are done working for the week. So let's say you finish your Friday, you're not working for the weekend, I would just send the invoice on Friday. We pay it out on Sundays.
Okay,
Oh.
so try to get it to you before Friday, let's say Thursday evening, so that way you
Well,
have it Friday morning.
Well, you're doing it you get paid for the same week. So this week you're going to get paid for the hours you work this week. So let's
Right.
say you get done working Saturday, you would turn it in Saturday then with your hours up until Saturday. Because you don't know how many hours you worked until you stop the work week.
Yeah.
So you would just do that at the end of the week and then just send the invoice in, and then
Mhm.
somebody in the chat will be able to help you with the invoice, like what information you need to send, and just like how it's formatted, stuff like that. They've got all those templates and crazy stuff like that. I think we have it in Google Classrooms, but I don't know. If not, I need to put it in there.
Okay, because I was going to because there's this online banking system where that way you could just transfer it to there, and then from there I could get it to my Mexican bank account or leave it on there. So that way it would work
Yeah.
even better. The other
That's
thing
fine.
is,
However you want to do it, it doesn't really matter to me.
okay, and this, let's say Screen Meter, on Screen Meter, or how long? So that way how long do we have before it starts taking time off? Like say if we're sitting here reading or something, we don't touch the screen or nothing. How long does that take? So that way we
I
don't
think
mess
I think it's 4 or 5 minutes.
up. Okay.
It's somewhere around there.
Wow, that fast, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's not really that fast. See with cold calling, it kind of is because cold calling, you're mainly just on one screen, but most like every other position, if your screen's sitting still for like 4 minutes, you're either on the phone or you're not doing anything,
Okay. And for cold calling, do we get like a list that's sent to us? And then we go through that list, or do we have to
No, it'll be
do the search and finding places and stuff like that?
no, you'll just log in and then it'll already be in the dialer and then you just press start campaign and it'll start calling people for you automatically.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Interesting. Okay.
I think they already have a lead generator for that, so it's much more easier for us. All we have to
Right.
do is just keep on dialing and trying to connect with the clients, enable for them to get the revenue. That's all there is.
Okay. Cool.
All right, man. We appreciate you talking to us. We appreciate you, man.
All right.
Definitely. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
All right. I appreciate you all.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.